That's much better.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, usually we have like a whole bunch of sun behind us. Keep on trying to block out the window at my house more and more with stuff. There's so much stuff back there right now. It's insane.
What? Did I run out of titles?
Yeah, I ran out of time. I couldn't think of anything. I guess I have a funny title for the show, but oh well. I ran out of
it. We want to go over this one first.
Yeah, go.
Alright, so Action Comics, 80 Years of Superman. So it's a big book. And it's only $29.99.
Yes.
And it's got I don't remember how many and well, it's got a lot of pages. And it's got a lot of including classic stories, including the first appearances of Superman, Supergirl, Brainiac, the Human Target, Zatara, the Fortress of Solitude, Vigilante, an unpublished Superman story from 1945, commentary by a lot of different people who've worked on Superman, a special foreword by Laura Siegel Larson, and even a guest appearance of John F. Kennedy.
So basically, it's a perfect premiere for next week when Action Comics 1000 comes out.
Yes. It looks so cool.
Yeah. I think that this was originally titled Action Comics 1000 and so it was clearly tied to it, but I think people got confused that Action Comics 1000 was in it, and it's not. But it is an important book to be on your bookshelves, nonetheless.
Yes.
And because it's an expensive book, it might be a little harder to find at the shop near you, unless you pre-ordered it. So
I did.
I wouldn't wait till the end of the day. You pre-ordered it?
Yes, I did.
Way to go!
I wanted 80 Years of Superman because
you did right.
I haven't been in comics for that long, so I was like, this is the perfect thing for me.
It is, because you kind of jumped in the middle.
I did. Well, I kind of jumped in the end of New 52. At the very end of New 52, like it was basically done at that point, and before Rebirth.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of stuff you don't know yet.
Exactly. So I jumped in with Rebirth.
All right, you started with DC. I'm going to start with Marvel. So I'm going to do the 2 number 1s to start. Exiles number 1 drops this week, and it's really great. If you're a big fan of Blink, she's the main character for this book, and it's kind of cool because it introduces the other characters very slowly as she comes across them. And there's a problem in which she ends up with a very old, important object. It starts sucking her through time because she like blinks in and out of time all the time. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to give away who she meets, but there's a character that she meets that's currently like in prison on the moon, who has only been watching what's been going on for all of humankind, and realizes that there is an Earth Eater eating all the different possibilities of Earth, and that she and the team have to go and fix that. So, not your normal kind of like, oh, fluff piece. This is like, seems like there's really a lot of stuff at stake. Mm-hmm. Yes. You would like it. And that's not Ms. Marvel, she will tell you. She will tell you to your face. So, some other Earth version of that character. Okay. And then Domino number 1, super excited because this is Gail Simone's writing.
Yes.
Yes. It's actually kind of an interesting book. This is kind of what I would call a fluff piece, in which if you want to join a character and have fun with her to start with, but then leave her in the book with just the most amount of peril possible. She's celebrating her birthday. She starts out the book with she gets a cute puppy, which... I did see
the picture of the puppy. It's really so cute.
And then it goes back and kind of tells the story about her day until she gets the puppy, and in which her luck may be running out. They leave her at the end of this book in like real peril. I'm gonna do all my Marvel because then I think we'll end up with this even amount. We're close. What do you at 5?
I have 6.
6. Okay. Well, I'll just do 2 then. All right. There are 2 tie-ins to what I refer to as the Darnation storyline, because I didn't use language. So this one's the Doctor Strange, and then there's also the Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider that ties in. He's mentioned in this book, so you're not going to miss anything. It's really neat. You probably know that Doctor Strange, there's a dog that's tied to him who was killed in an earlier issue of the Donny Cates run. And he plays such an important part in this book. You have no idea. So if you've ever wondered, you know, could just a ghost dog be awesomely important? He totally is. And it's kind of crazy. I've kind of figured out that there's something else going on. It's deeper, I think, than just Mephisto messing around with people. I think Doctor Strange is in deeper circles of not reality than he is aware. And I will also do Avengers No Surrender. This is part 14 of the No Surrender line.
The cover's gorgeous.
This one's really pretty.
I love it so much.
This one's frameable.
Yes.
So this is issue 688. Continuation. The Grandmaster himself is not in this book, having been pushed away by the Challenger, who now calls him Game Master Prime. I think the name was like, well, what name did he give himself? Because all mad people give themselves crazy names. So,
it's not crazy to him.
Oh. So,
it's pretty fitting, honestly.
Yeah. I know there's a big problem that the controls that were keeping the Earth, you know, it's been kind of transported away to the other side of the universe so that the Grandmaster and the Challenger could have this battle of whatever to earn the planet. So that's starting to break down, and Earth is in real trouble, so our heroes are trying to figure it out, led by Voyager. She plays an important part in that book. Your turn!
Alright, so I've got Flash. I thought they were going to switch to a different subtitle, but this one is Perfect Storm still.
Oh! There must have been more to say.
I mean, I knew it was going to continue on, but I thought they were switching to a new name. I still like that it is Perfect Storm because now it won't get people confused.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's not freezing in here today.
No, I always think I'm going to be cold because I'm getting old. No problem.
It's usually cold in here.
Temperature doesn't work on the inside anymore.
We're super, 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 super important.
Grodd's still running around? With super speed powers?
He no longer has, we saw last time, he got his powers back from Grodd. But this one has stuff from the future.
Okay.
Which, you know, Flash always, there's always flashes from the future.
Always implications.
I can't say anything about it without...
That's okay, you got a good setup.
But it's
still implications.
So good. Yes.
Is Grodd still around?
For a little bit.
Okay. So it's more about what's happening next.
But he's still really sick, too, because that was the whole reason. We saw the reason he wanted the Speed Force was because he was very sick.
Oh, okay.
So
we're supposed to empathize with him.
No. No. But he will not be ours to deal with.
Oh, cool.
For much. At least not for humans to deal with.
Alright, so nearly impossible for me to choose between all my favorite Marvel books.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Captain America 700, which is hugely thick, by the way,
yeah.
and only $5.99 for that price, and has 2 stories in it. So, Mark Wade, thank you for this awesome treat.
It looks awesome.
So this deals with time travel again. Cap is basically now King Captain America, because they needed to give him some kind of title as he's trying to save the Earth timeline that he's in now. And
Captain King?
Captain, I guess so. Captain King. So the problem now becomes that he's been presented with a way to travel back to when he was initially being frozen by King, whatever his last name is, starts with a B. It's a horrible name, by the way. I hate that guy's name, and you're like, blah, blah, blah. Good, that's good enough. So, yeah.
Wouldn't he be
president,
though?
No, he didn't want to be president.
Because he's America?
No, he couldn't be president. It'll explain it in the book.
Well, I can't read it, so you'll have to read it to me.
So find out if he's successful in going back in time and stopping himself from being frozen.
Ooh.
Yeah, and saving his timeline.
Ooh.
And not getting messed up in the timeline he's in. And there's a backup story in here. If you love Kirby, classic Kirby, Captain America, got a whole, it's like 6-page story at the back. It's gorgeous.
You got
I got one more. Okay. And the end of Donny Cates' Thanos run. Donny Cates, you make me crazy. So when last we left Thanos, he is basically,
it looks really good, by the way.
yes.
I was kind of reading over her
I
shoulder.
know, I could see the whole time. I was like, I'm reading too fast for her because I've got 1
No,
minute.
I was only looking at the pictures anyway.
Okay.
I wouldn't know what was going on.
No. So the setup is, if you haven't caught up, is that young Thanos, current age Thanos, has finally found his old man self. And
I thought it was
his herald, Cosmic Ghost Rider, isn't hanging out anymore. But Death showed up at the end of last issue.
Yes.
Which, as you know, Thanos' only purpose in life is to kill enough people to make Death notice him. Mm-hmm. So, by the way, Death is a lady. Yes. Just so you can understand that. There's a romantic interest there, yes. So, so it's very clear at the beginning of the book and at the end of the last one that what's going to happen is that Death is interested enough to kind of look, but it's clear that there has to be one more Death. So you have to read this book.
Yes.
I'm not giving you any more than that because that lady, she better be worth it. That's all I got to say.
All right, Detective Comics 978. The colony wants you. No.
Colony should not have me.
I don't want the colony. So if you've been reading, then you'll know in the last issue they kind of finally figured out that Ulysses is not necessarily a nice guy.
Oh my.
We know that. The readers, we know that. They don't know that.
Okay, so what are they fooled into?
Well, essentially, we saw in the last issue a couple of some of the colony's guys. Essentially, there's nanites in their blood that transform them into killing machines.
Oh.
Not a good thing. Not a good thing.
Hey, did they resolve the storyline with Batwoman where she was like totally on trial?
I missed that one.
Okay, so obviously she's
part of the colony.
Imprisonment. Oh, maybe she went to the colony as their penalty.
I don't.
I'm gonna go back and read that one so I know what
I know. I gotta find them.
By the way, that cover is gorgeous.
It is. That's the normal cover. It's really good, and if you're not reading Detective Comics, I really, really love the Batman Eternal, and of course the previous one with Clayface.
Which book is the Red Lion in? I forgot.
Red Lion is Justice League.
It's just okay. I like his look, and
I wore this shirt today because I like this shirt a lot.
Yes.
And I was reading DC books. So, and the next one is the one everybody wants from DC this week. Well, I mean, it's Jim Lee's book, so.
Yes. I'm going to do my follow-up books last.
Okay.
So these are like books that I love enough to have read not a number one issue, so that will tell you something about the quality of the book, because there's some books I cannot not read for the week. All right, yeah. So Boom has a really awesome title out this week, RoboCop: Citizen's Arrest. So it does really have your favorite RoboCop in it. Previously assumed dead, he's actually just been imprisoned away from the rest of society, and it looks like he has had some kind of thing uploaded to him that prevents him from leaving this little building he's in, kind of like a shack,
right?
And picking up the gun that's been sitting in front of him for 5 years. So
I'm
that's
going
really
to
bad.
pretend I know about RoboCop.
Oh, okay. Hey, there's this dude named Alex who used to be a regular cop, but then he found like some corruption, and then they like tried to kill him, and then they made him into RoboCop, and then he became a total awesome dude and like destroyed the bad guys.
Cool. I still want to see the movie.
Yeah. There you go. There's your short synopsis.
Cool.
And in this kind of like future universe, the police forces decided the best way to deal with everything is to give everybody an app on their phone in which they can report people for crime. And if the crime is verified as being a crime, then they get a bonus in the term of cash. I have to actually pay money to say that maybe Hannah's creating a crime with that hat. But if it is not found to be a crime, I've spent my $1.50 or whatever. And so people are reporting everyone, right? Just in case.
Stephanie made this hat for me.
It's a Tokyo Hotel hat. It's all okay. So that's the setup for this book. If you've ever wanted an app that tattles on your friend, you pay about $1.50 and may win $1,000 if you're right that they're up to no good.
It's one of my favorite hats because it's so soft.
Robocop's not coming for you, sister.
I know. Well, if anybody, it would come for Stephanie, but I don't want it to come for her. So.
No.
The Immortal Men, #1, the one everybody's been waiting on.
Yes!
I think it's already sold out at the distributor. I
would believe it.
Yeah, Jim Lee and Tinian and everybody works on this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't want to say anything about it just because of how amazing it is, but
tied into the Metal universe,
yes,
correct?
Correct.
Are there characters you can verify that are appearing in this book? From the ones we know already?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone's favorite bad guy from the Metal universe appears in this book, yes?
Yes. Favorite or least favorite, depending on...
He's got the best costume of all of them. And
he does.
The impossible to see out of costume. I want to know.
Also the creepiest. Oh,
yeah.
Well, one of the creepiest. There's a whole bunch of
How does he see through that pointy band thing? I'm just asking.
I know.
I just... These looks cool.
Yeah.
So it's part of the New Age of Heroes.
Yes.
And I think this is the last of the big books we're waiting for coming out.
I believe so, but there keeps being more that I'm like, oh, but now I have to read this one. And now I gotta read this one. And this one. And this one. And then I'll miss a couple.
Our hope is that they're going to reprint Terrifics #1. If they've already verified that, then so excited because we need it really badly because everyone wants to jump into that universe of Plastic Man. So we're hoping for that.
Well, because Plastic Man's amazing.
Yes. All right. Super deep book by Steve Orlando. He actually has a really neat thing that he's written at the end as a synopsis that actually will tell you some cool things about how this is a personal journey. So this is Crude #1. So basically it's a weird story where the main characters are from Russia and there's really complex relationships in this book between a father and son and also with lots of other people that are kind of intertwined in some kind of weird ooh-la-la triangle. And the son essentially gets bored of having to hide their relationship, so he decides he's going to run away and go join this group that works at this factory, and all the implications of that. The relationship with the father comes into play big time, and we'll just say that it's very tragic, even in the first issue. So if you like really, really good emotional books, Crude.
So, stepping away from emotions that are, feels, and this is just straight up hilariousness. It's called Supermansion. Yeah, it's kind of poking fun at, the all of, like, the superhero leagues. These guys just kind of do whatever. It's kind of like a... Robot Chicken.
It looks exactly like Robot Chicken.
Yeah. It's kind of a Robot Chicken take on the Justice League or Avengers, and these guys just don't. They know what they're doing, but then they make dumb decisions that are just dumb and hilarious.
Hey Alex. Hey Alex.
That's
my son.
A lot of language in this book. It's definitely, it even says on it, suggested for mature readers.
So not for our kids section.
Definitely not for our kids section, even though it looks like, but definitely more Robot Chicken, and then add a bunch of language.
I think that dude actually is in Robot Chicken. I think they've used that character before.
I mean, I would believe it. Also, some butt nudity.
Just clay person butt nudity, watch out.
I mean, this isn't the art. This is not the art.
It's not clay person.
No, it's drawn and it's really nice. The art's really nice. This is cover B, so we didn't get cover A, but
we'll go fast because
it's nice.
Short. All right, Gideon Falls #2.
So 20%.
No, I'm telling you, it's short. So Gideon Falls #2. First issue sold out immediately at Diamond. It's an amazing book. Story of two people. One clearly insane gentleman who's trying to deal with his insanity. He likes to collect things and he doesn't know why, and he's just like compelled to do it. And he's under the help of a doctor. And then you've got a pastor priest who's actually been transferred to Gideon falls to take the place of the one before him, which he's unaware what happened to him, but you find out at the end of the first issue that he has passed away. And you also see a dead body at the end of issue number 1. So this picks up where this left off, in which the priest now is in trouble. They think that he's the person that's killed this lady. And you are very clearly tied into the storyline that the insane fellow who's been collecting objects, he's collecting pieces of a thing called the Black Barn, which you would think is only his insanity, but definitely by the end of this book you realize that it's not just his.
All right. Bolivian Song number 2 came out a couple weeks ago, wasn't it?
The first one?
Yeah.
I think it's farther back than you think.
Maybe it was
this
the
is a monthly book.
Yeah, I think it was a monthly, but I don't know. I think I got to read it more recently than that. And so in the first book, we find out people have been disappearing, and 300,000 people have disappeared.
Yep.
And this one guy, Benjamin, keeps going back to look for more people. Well, at the end of the first book, we see people don't necessarily want to be taken back.
Yeah. You think that they're all trying to be rescued, but it looks like they've firmly accepted their reality on whatever this other place is.
Yes. Well, so now in this book, Benjamin starts talking to some of the people that he has rescued, and
because the end game, he's looking for someone specific.
Yes, and finds out about what their life was like there, and
maybe Oblivion's not so bad.
Well, and there's apparently a whole entire museum about it too.
Oh,
which is really cool.
That's neat.
So.
All right.
I would go there.
Valiant, How Many Ways Do I Love You? All the Ways. Ninja K, number 6. When last we saw Ninja K, he is dealing with the fact that Ninja K2, which is the guy who's originally slated to be Ninja K, but then when Colin King showed up, then they were like, nope, that's the guy instead. You get to be his backup man. So he's had it kind of like burning inside of him for a long time. He totally wants to kill Mr. King. So this is a lot of, you get to see the bad guys behind the training of Ninja K2, and the play out of that storyline is just brutally graphic. You like brutally graphic ninja moves, this is the book for you. So good.
Alright, Brothers Dracul.
Oh, man, you got to read this and not me.
From Aftershock. Well, I wanted to read it Aftershock. So, it's about the sons of what's his name? Vlad?
Vlad the Impaler?
Yes, Vlad the Impaler. They don't call him that in this book, but,
Shh. I drop on all the good names.
Well, because it's their dad, they don't call him that.
So just Vlad Tempest.
Yeah. So, essentially, they're fighting. There's the Sultan that attacks his father and the sons and their army, and they get beat bad, and they get captured, and they send Vlad on his way, and now his boys are, which one of the sons is Vlad as well.
Okay.
So it maybe yeah, I'm not sure which Vlad it is, but they need to find this monster, and it's so good, and the artwork is really good, and I thought it would be too creepy for me, but surprisingly, I really liked it a lot, and I didn't think it was too creepy for me.
So brave!
Yeah. Well, I like vampires, so that could be also why.
Then don't read this book, it's full on creepy. Cold War, number 3. Also Aftershock. The setup for this book series is that you have a bunch of people that are traveling, supposedly to another planet, to populate it, and they are woken up and immediately handed weapons and say, go out this door, the enemy is going to be firing upon you in 30 seconds. Good luck. So they're conscripted into an army. And so in issue 2 you get kind of a clear laying out of what kind of role in this. There's an older lady who they call Granny, I think. She is definitely the leader of the group. She has the most military experience, or at least she's faking it. I don't know. They tell the backstory of one of the other characters here. He's really, really got a creepy backstory. He is a serial killer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
And, oh my gosh, there's a super huge twist in here when you realize that nothing is the way you think it is.
I love
nothing.
those.
Yeah.
I love those things.
No! Or at least they hint at it. Either that or I'm really reading into it and they've left some bad breadcrumbs, which is not true. It's totally awesome. All right, everybody.
All right.
Go find a comic shop near you. First thing in the morning, go knock on their doors and say, I heard you have the things. We need the things. Where do they find them?
ComicShopLocator.com.
You got it. All right, everybody. See you later. Bye.
Bye.